So it is Monday and I am not working today. All of the world has gone back to the office, but I've taken an extra couple of days off. And it has been snowing overnight. So rather than sitting down at my computer, I'm going to take the dogs for a walk. And if you like, you can come along with me. I put my walking boots on. Well, I'm going out walking in the local fields, and as soon as I start to do that, you can see the boys have started to get a little bit excited because they know, don't you? They know, hello, you know. They know that that means that we are going on a walk. We're going on a walk, aren't we? Yes! Oh, Percy turns around, gets very excited. I don't really like to use the word walk. Are we going to go on a walk? Oh, yes, we are. Walkies. And it gets them very excited. But hey, hey, for visual effects only. So I'm wearing my walking clothes and we are about to head outside and it's absolutely freezing. You ready to get cold? Oh, you need a coat. Come on, let's put your coat on. Good boy. Come on, calm down. Shush, 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 shush. Oh, it's very exciting, isn't it? Very exciting. Now, Chaucer has a coat because he has less fat and less fur than Percy. Doesn't mean I love Percy any less. He just doesn't quite need the padding. Do you, mate? Oh, good boy. Chaucer especially can get very excited, can't you? Yes, you can. Oh, shush. Less of that, please. Come on, good boy. Oh, look on. Oh, good boy. Right. Let's go for a dog walk. Gosh, they are definitely exciting and pulling on me today. Let me just lock the door. Oh, what glorious light we have. Right, let's head off gingerly because it really is rather covered in snow. What a wonderful thing to have this. I am not at work. The whole world has gone back to work on the 5th of January and I decided that this year I was going to take a couple of days extra off. Whew. And I'm so glad that I have. Come on, let's go to the orchard. Always, always, always close the gate in the countryside. Right, let us head off. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous. It feels like I'm entering Narnia. And the boys, they're excited too, I can tell. So this isn't actually part of my land, and for those of my international viewers, let me explain. We have a right to roam law here in the UK, which means there are parts of the countryside that might be in private ownership, but actually the public have the right to walk along particular paths on that land. So here we have the local stately home, and it has huge woods and an orchard and all things like that. And I'm able to walk on a particular designated path through parts of their land. And it means I have a wonderful dog walk. I don't trespass. I'm not going anywhere where I'm not allowed to go. I keep to the paths and I get to enjoy nature, and that's absolutely wonderful. And this is just behind my little castle. It's a big stately home, it's Jacobean, and originally my house was part of this land, and we think probably our little castle was like a dower house which for those of you who watched Downton Abbey, when the matriarch of the family lost her husband, she would move to smaller accommodation and the first son would move in. And in a moment, I will show you that glorious house and tell you its connection to Narnia. But for now, let's just enjoy a dog walk through these absolutely glorious ancient woods. This is an old orchard, and then we go into the paddock and field beyond. It's a real privilege to have this literally in your backyard. And those of you who enjoy a bit of young Sherlock, Guy Ritchie's TV programme, will cleverly spot some of this land because the last series was filmed here and in my village. Nothing like a gorgeous white field first thing in the morning. Don't you agree, Percy? Or he wants to go off and chase rabbits, I can tell. We're not going to do that, are we, Chaucer? I feel so fortunate to live here in this little village in Wales. I moved to the countryside about 14 years ago. I had some terrible tragedy, my brother, my father, and then my mother died, and I really wanted to reset my life. A couple of years before, I'd come back from living in America. I'd lost my job, and then as a result of that, I couldn't pay my mortgage, and so I lost my home. It was a really, really horrible time for me. And I decided life needed a bit of a reset. And so I moved to Gloucestershire. I bought a small cottage there. I didn't entirely leave London, but I bought a small bolt hole in Gloucestershire, somewhere really that I could go and reflect and just be at one with nature. I grew up spending my summers at my grandfather's farm in Ireland, and I always loved the countryside. And you know what? Life has a strange way of working out for you. Whilst I was in that village in Gloucestershire, I met my wonderful husband, Joe. We fell in love, we got married, and then after 10 years there, we moved back to his homeland, to Wales, where I had spent lots of holidays as well, and had actually done my A-level geography project because I adored Wales. It was always felt a bit like a second home to me. And so now, here I am in Wales, hoping to spend more time here in 2026 as I start to transition out of my London life to fully transition in 2027 to living here full time. And that's why I'm starting to convert the stables. I'm going to let my turret this summer so I can start to have an income down here with holiday lets. So give me a follow if you want to find out more about that. And I'm going to do a little update in this video later on which tells you what's happening with the stable conversion. But for now, I'm just going to keep quiet, and the dogs and I are going to enjoy our dog walk through the Welsh countryside. Oh my goodness, this is Monday morning. How glorious it is to be here with the dogs. How wonderful to be alive. So I know lots of people listen to music or catch up on a podcast when they go on a dog walk, but I don't. I like to be completely silent in nature with the dogs. My life is so busy. It is often barcoded with Teams meetings, Zoom calls, travelling, etc., or something to do at the little castle. And these moments when there is nothing to interfere with the connection between me and my animals are a great time just to pause. And I use it to plan as well, to reflect on where's my life going, what are my goals, what do I want to do next. And it's a real opportunity just to be, well, just to be really. To be present in nature. And something I'm trying to do a lot more is not to do dual tasks, not to watch television and look at social media, or not to listen to a podcast and do my emails. I'm trying to do one thing at a time so I'm fully present in that activity. And that extends to dog walking too. I'm here with my boys, we're all enjoying nature, and nothing else is interfering with that experience. So just behind there, that is where my house is, the little castle, and the big house is here. I'll go into more detail about that in a moment. But at one point our house was connected to this house, and as I said, we think it might have been the dower house. It was certainly planted in the orchard, and I found out the other day that it actually was called Cherry House at one point because it was a cherry orchard. And I'm thinking about bringing cherries back and planting some in our paddock. What do you think about that? I think I should bring the cherries back to the little castle. So I've mentioned the big house a couple of times here. It's the court. It's a Jacobean house, and the reason I walked this way today in this Narnia landscape is because it has a real connection with Narnia. In fact, in a BBC adaptation of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe in the 80s that I watched as a child, the children went to their uncle's for the weekend, and it was in a wardrobe at their uncle's house that they discovered Narnia. And guess where they filmed the uncle's house? That's right, here. So if you look at the 1980s adaptation of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, you will see this house and these steps. And I believe that the wardrobe, which is the land of Narnia, is still in one of the bedrooms here. I love this walk. I love the court. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas, we went to the Christmas fair. So have a look at that video and you can see what it looks like inside. But for now, thank you so much for joining me on our dog walk this morning. I'm nearly home, which means it's time for me to take the boys in, take off the leads and warm up by the fire with a nice cup of tea. So I hope January has started well for you, wherever you are and whoever you love. Have a wonderful January from me and the boys here in rural Wales. Take care. Look after yourselves. I'm just back from my Pilates class now, but I wanted to take some time this morning quickly and show you what is going on in the stables. The holiday let conversions has really moved on apace. So yes, it still looks a bit like a building site, but what I noticed this morning, some of the fences have gone down. Still need to clear that garden clutter, but it's a lot easier to make my way, slipping a little bit there, over to the stables and to see what work is going on, and I am really so excited about it. You can see now that the roof is completely on, and I think that looks amazing. Beautiful tiles. The old tiles really were like poor quality and they were breaking, and this means our bats will have a lovely insulated roof for their maternity roost. And I'm quite excited. Down here, you can see that they've started to dig out here, which is where all of the drainage is going to go, because that is going to be a bathroom for the bedroom, and that is going to be the kitchen sink, and it's going to go all the way up there, which is quite exciting, past my new wood store, and go out and get connected to the drainage in the village. But I didn't really want to talk to you about drainage. What I wanted to talk to you about was something a lot more exciting. And I really do mean exciting. I have to travel a lot for work still, and this stables conversion and the turret are part of my sort of retirement plan, which means I don't have to keep travelling to London all the time. So I'm really excited when I get to come back and see the progress. And look at that. Can you see some progress? Look at that. So let me show you a little bit more detail about what has happened. It looks like when I've been away that we have got the door frames and the window frames are starting to be built out. So remember, we had those gorgeous stable doors in there originally. Now don't worry, I'm not going to throw them away. They will absolutely be reused. But if you go into the stables now, oh, my goodness, what a transformation. It is still a building site, but look, we have the beginnings of a bedroom. I mean, how exciting is that? So you walk through your door here. Hello, you'll have your bed here, gorgeous bedside cabinets, a window there, wardrobe here, And then you'll have a door through to your lovely ensuite. And we've just been there the other side, do you remember? Peeping through to the turret beyond. I am definitely going to be asking you for ideas on how to fit this out. I can't decide whether to go for like a cool Scandi vibe or whether to go for real kind of country look. So if you have any thoughts, Scandi or country, do let me know below, because I'm going to have to start buying some things, because this is moving at a pace. And this is something that I also think is incredibly exciting, the ceiling. So we've had to go up into the hayloft and put a new platform on, and we've had to extend the flooring up there, so it's beautifully insulated. And whereas before you could see right up into the hayloft, now it's completely built over. Little sprinkler pointing through there. And look, let me take you through into your living area. Coming through here, passing through the bedroom door. And on the left here, you will have your kitchen sink. We'll have a TV. And then over in the corner, we'll have a gorgeous log burner. You can just see the flue was put in a couple of weeks ago. And then somewhere to sit and relax. Honestly, I could not be more excited and more happy with the progress here. We're going to finish at the end of March, and I need to do some landscaping in the garden, but I'm hoping that it can be rented from May. So if any of you want to rent this property, send me a message, make a comment below, and I will come back to you. If you want to spend the summer with me here at my little castle in Wales, I would love to see you here. And I tell you what, the first 5 bookings I get, I'll give you a tour of the little castle and the turrets too. So get right to your comments. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to share this journey with you. I'm really beginning to feel that my future is starting to come alive. I've got some more plans for the future that I will share over the coming months. But for now, thank you for coming on this stable journey with me.